Do you guys know anything about Isaac, Jacob, and Esau? Isaac and his sons, Jacob and Esau?
No, they sound like Bible names.
They are absolutely Bible names. They were Jews, and or maybe this was before the whole. No, they were definitely Jews.
Hebrews.
Oh, Hebrews, yes. So basically, this is Old Testament, and so if you hear anything in this where you're like, that doesn't sound like Jesus, be like, settle down, like it hasn't changed yet. It'll come around to that. So basically, this is when old school rules apply. Isaac, he was old, he was dying. It was in Jesus, way before Jesus' days, and so this is when it was like, oh, you had your kid and you were 72 when you had him, because people lived to be super old then, and of course they did. And in the Bible, yeah, they lived to be hundreds of years old.
I had no idea.
Yeah, people like lived very, very long back then. And so like it was like, oh, Isaac beget whoever when he was 82. They're like, whatever it is. And Isaac he knew he was going to die soon. And so he's laying in his dying bed and he goes, to his son Esau, the older one, who was known for being big and hairy and the huntsman. And he goes, Esau, I don't know when I'm going to die. I need you to go out. I need you to hunt for some game and then make me a delicious meal. Bring it to me. I'll eat it. And then I'll give you a blessing. I'll bless you this day forward, And so Esau is like, all right, absolutely. I have to go do this because this isn't like a blessing of like, Hail Mary full of grace. This is a real deal blessing. Like it's an actual, think of it like an anointing. Yeah, this was not I give you good luck. It was like a spell of power, basically. Think of it
because let me ask you, who's the character who's in the bed dying? His name is
Isaac.
Isaac is like tight with God, right? So a blessing from Isaac is de facto a blessing from God in some ways.
Yeah, you need to establish to get the intensity of the story that this is a blessing of like, I bless you to be guaranteed to go on and do great shit and be successful.
Oh, that's
not
way better than sneezing.
Yes, it's not a bless you child. Now I die. and so as he tells Esau this, Esau's in there and he goes, okay, I promise you, Father, I'm going to go get that game, make you a meal, bring it back. Rachel, who was one of Isaac's wives, or Rebecca, sorry, who was one of Isaac's wives, was outside of this room and she heard that. And so she goes to her son, Jacob, and she goes, Jacob, he's about to give away this blessing and Esau's out there hunting. We got to go right now. We got to get this blessing right now. You go, you get 2 animals from our stock, bring them in here. I'll kill them. I'll make the meal real quick. And then you go deliver it to him. And Jacob goes, that's all well and good. I'd love to usurp that blessing. But problem is I am a smooth man and Esau is hairy. Even though Isaac is going blind, he's still gonna recognize me. This speaks volumes to the intellectual capacity of people back in this day.
No, hang on. Let me jump in because I got a theory as to how this could be true. I think that he's blind, right? I think that the father is blind at this point. Isaac is so old
that he's going he's having to squint. He can barely see anything.
He can't see them, so he knows his sons by touch. You take just like remember Ray Charles. He had to get rid of the fatties, right? So when he met a woman, he'd take her hand and he'd wrap his hand around her wrist, not her hand, and he could tell by putting his hand around her wrist if this lady was fat or not. So I think we got a similar thing here. He's feeling for that hairy arm, and he knows who he's got. It's
kind of like that, where Jacob goes, I'm a smooth man. My brother's hairy. He's going to know. Rebecca's like, no excuses. We're making sure you get this blessing because you're my only kid. And so we're not letting this hairy fucker Esau get it. And so he goes, fine. He goes and he gets the animals, brings them back, slaughter them. She's cooking them up. And he goes, when I go in there, he's still going to know it's me. Like it's my voice. I'm not hairy. And so she goes, I'm going to go get 2 goat skins and drape it over your neck and then over your hands. Over your hands.
Yucky.
As if feeling goat skin on someone's hands, whatever. And so he puts the goat skin on. He goes into Isaac's hut, and he goes, Father, I'm here. And he Esau, is that you, my son? You sound of Jacob. He's like, oh, no, it's definitely me, Esau, the guy you told to get food. Oh, well, I did tell you that, and and Jacob wasn't around. I trust you. Come closer. And he touches his hands with his old man fingers, and he goes, my donkey-handed son is here. my hairy
Worf,
son.
you've come back to me.
Yes. So, you're here. Well, all right, give me my food. And so he sits down, he starts feeding Isaac the food, helping him eat, gets Isaac some wine, lets him drink it. And after he finishes it, Isaac goes, Are are you really Esau? Because even this blind man was not convinced by this masterful ruse. And he goes, yeah, I'm definitely Esau. And so he goes, you sound just like Jacob, though. Like, you sound just like him. Like, I'm blind, not deaf. And he goes, okay, give me one more stroke of the hands. He gets one more hand stroke, and he goes, all right, I'm good. I believe it's Esau now. So he gets one more hands of Esau touch. And Isaac goes, all right, prepare for your blessing. And he says, I want to find the actual blessing here so you can hear what it was. Over. Yeah. So he said, come near me and kiss me, my son. And so he kissed him, his son. He smelled Esau's furs and the huntsman upon him. So he was comfortable giving the blessing. And this is the blessing. He said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who blesses you.
Wow.
You cover
powerful blessing.
You cover a lot of bases with that.
Wow.
Those
who don't like you, they're fucked. Those who are tight with you, they get risen up too. Everything you want is yours. You even smell good, bro. You smell nice.
It facilitates an awesome, dope life for him. And so as Jacob is leaving, like 30 yards away, Esau's coming in with the stuff that he just hunted and cooked and made. Like, he fucking slaughtered stuff out there, made a pot, made a fire, made all this shit. And Jacob is like taking those furs off real quick, throwing them behind the hut, and then running back into the house behind his mom. And Esau walks up and he goes into Isaac's tent. Esau goes, Father, arise, eat of this meal I've prepared for you so that you may bless me. And Isaac, with that look on his blind, I've been hoodwinked face, goes, but who was it that brought me food just a moment ago? I've already given your blessing. Who was that? And of course, Esau's like, are you shitting me? Like, are you shitting me? Like, someone already came and get this? Like, there's only so many of us in the world right now. It had to be Jacob. Was it a woman? Was it a woman? No, then it was Jacob. It was fucking Jacob. There's not a lot of us here. So I narrowed it down. So, and so he says to his father, Isaac, he says, you know what? Okay, I understand. Like, he's violent, like shaking. He's so mad, but he goes, Father, you must have another blessing. You must have another backup blessing.
Does he have shortage of blessings? He just says them.
That's the thing. He says, Father, please bless me. Please give me a blessing. I need something. I've done this for you. And Isaac, like a fucking Radio Shack, no returns, no matter what employee, is sitting there going, I'm sorry, I can't. There is no more blessing for you. There's none. I can't give it. And Esau's like, this is ridiculous. Like, you can just give me a blessing. And Isaac, apparently being clued into God's like, no, the words have been said. The spell has been cast. Your brother is blessed and you are not.
Want me to go to God and tell him I didn't recognize my own son that I was trying to bless? You think he's going to give me some more blessing mojo if I tell him I gave the wrong fucking son of mine the blessing? Yeah. Never again will he give me mojo.
He'll never give me another blessing privilege when he finds out that I gave it to literally the only other person that I could have accidentally given it to. 100% failure. And so basically, Isaac eventually says to his son Esau, says, I'm so sorry, I can't bless you. And he tells him this. He says, what then can I do for you, my son? He's asking, have you but one blessing, my father? And Isaac says, behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall your dwelling be, and away from the dew of heaven on high. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you shall break his yoke from your neck. And so he didn't only not get a blessing, he got like a spelled out prescription for how much his relative or his ancestors are going to have to serve Jacob, the shitty brother who stole his inheritance from him, that blessing, which is basically the inheritance that you get from a God man.
Hey, that's not where the Arabs came from, is it? Or is that a different Bible story?
This is a later chapter. Yes. I think that might be Cain and Abel you're thinking of.
I thought that was the black people.
Esau and, maybe. But yeah, there'll be more to this story as I continue with Isaac and Jacob in later chapters. But man, like I had to reread it to like get the full story again today because I haven't thought about it in a long time.
Yeah, I remember that.
I would be
the goat skin.
livid if I was Esau and I found out that I didn't even someone stole my blessing, and then also I don't even get like a thanks for coming blessing. Like,
so the way my preacher the way my preacher explained that is he said he was blind, of course, and that those goat skins, like, it's not just about feeling the hair, but he had the scent, that like the huntsman's scent from those goat skins he was wearing. He smelled like the right son in the hoodwinking portion of the story. And of course, they weren't like goat skins with like goo on the other side, so there's no confusion. You know, it was more like a fur blanket.
Yeah, but man, like, insult to injury.
Not that any of this ever happened, of course.
No, but yeah, if you pretend it does, then it makes it more fun.
This is no different than us discussing that episode of House of Cards, right? Like, and then he fucking pushed her in front of the subway train, and he became the president.
Dude, but this is so much.
Spoiler alert, season 2.
This is so much cooler than House of Cards because the stories are old as shit.
True? Oh, my bad.
Like, it's so old that it's like, I don't know, you can see morality like almost forming. And like the way, like, back then, it clearly was not the God yet of the New Testament, which is like the omnipotent, omniscient, good God who's trying to like help out and shit. Like, this is still when it's like just getting started. This is Genesis 27, I think. I wrote it down. Yeah, Genesis 27 is the story. So it's real early on, and they're still in that mode of like our tribal deity, you know? So even God, like, when he finds out, like, oh, hey, sorry, God, I accidentally gave the wrong blessing. Can you give me another one? Even God is like a fickle tribal God of like, no, you fucked it up. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, he's a smaller God. He's definitely a smaller God. He's not Lord of the universe and commander of the stars. He's more like that guy we're really tight with who does a little magic.
Yeah, it does a little magic.
Let me tell you about 30 seconds of regret there, son.
Yeah.
Men for ages will experience that.
Man, these Bible stories, it's the only way to live a good life.